Am I the a-hole for not attending a play that my BF is in because there is smoking in it? My BF 27 male and I 26 female have been dating for 2 years. He works full-time but he's also an amateur actor, which is his true passion. I've seen him in a couple small community plays since we've been dating, but he's always had smaller parts. Recently, he landed a leading role in a play put on by a much larger local production company, and I couldn't be happier or more proud of him. He's very excited about it too, obviously. They've been rehearsing 3-4 nights a week for almost a month now, and opening night is set for 3 weeks from this coming Friday. He's been working his butt off and I can tell how much this means to him. But I started noticing that he was coming home from rehearsals reeking of cigarette smoke. Now, my BF doesn't smoke, and if he did we wouldn't be together because I have severe asthma, and smoking is a huge trigger. So, I asked him about it and he said that some of his castmates smoke, but that there is also smoking in the play. He said the director wants to be as authentic to the source material as possible, and some of the characters smoke cigarettes throughout the play. I honestly didn't even think that sort of thing was allowed anymore, but apparently our state allows indoor smoking if it's part of a play or performance, as long as there are written statements on any advertising and promotions. I asked my BF how much smoking is in the play and he said it's not constant, but it's quite prevalent. I asked him if they plan to have any performances that are smoke-free and he said not that he's aware of. I asked him if that's something he could talk to the director about and he said it's not his place to question the creative vision of a director. I told him if that's the case, I won't be able to come watch it because of my asthma. He immediately got defensive and starting trying to reason with me by saying that the theater is pretty big and well ventilated and he doesn't care if I sit way in the back as far from the stage as possible. He just wants me to be there. I told him I can't risk jeopardizing my health and that it's not my fault that his director is so behind the times that they are putting on a play that allows for indoor smoking. It's 2023, why is that even a thing anymore? I told him that I would obviously come support him if there wasn't smoking involved, but I can't risk damaging my lungs. I told him that I would of course come and watch the next play he's in and he snapped. But what if there isn't another play? What if this is the last leading role I get? Tomorrow is promised to nobody and this means a lot to me and it would mean even more for you to be there. I told him he's being dramatic and that my long-term health is more important to me than a play. I do feel bad that I won't be able to see him act in his first leading role, but it's not worth it to me to be around indoor smoking for 2 hours. Am I the a-hole for not changing my house rules to accommodate my children from a previous relationship? So I 36 male have 2 children, 13 male and 10 female from a previous relationship. I have been with my wife 34 female for 8 years. We have twin boys 5 meters. We have had my older children religiously the whole time at weekends and during school holidays. As they have gotten older, our house rules have differed from when they are at home with my ex. For example, bedtime is staggered by age at our house and things like no dessert if they don't eat enough of their tea. With 4 children it is a busy household and a few rules help with controlling our time and ensuring we can do things as a future mother-in-law. Anyway, over the last 12 months when my older children come over, they have expressed their dislike for some of our rules, mainly the no phones after lunch until after tea. They can have them on them and reply to messages and calls, however it's just no sitting on social media. They can go on phones in the morning and after tea if we aren't out doing things. During the day we try and do future mother-in-law activities such as bowling or cinema, or bike rides and such, or if we stay home it's board games and just interacting as a future mother-in-law. As my older son is getting older, me and my wife understand his weekends he likes to be with his friends and we will drop him off to where his friends are and pick him up at a set time as we live the other end of the city. However, now for the last 3 months they have refused to come to our house due to these rules and my ex asked me to compromise on these rules, which I declined, mainly because it's not the most aggressive and archaic of rules. 5-6 hours of no phones, plus it will start the spiral for my twins, seeing that they can get what they want to if they express enough dislike. I have said the door will always be open for them and I won't be forcefully making them come to our house. So am I the a-hole for not relaxing the rules so they come over just to sit on their phones? I don't think it is too harsh, but I am also feeling guilty that they don't want to come over anymore. With my ex they are allowed to cut their own routine and that's fine there, as it isn't my house and whatever works for them. My wife agrees with our rules, which are for all children, and backs me 100%, but I find myself questioning if I'm doing the right thing or not. Edit: the 5-year-olds do not have phones and they all don't follow the same exact rules, and the older children have their phones. They just can't sit scrolling for 5 hours in the middle of the day when we have made plans and made an effort to do something as a future mother-in-law. It's mainly 1 day a week too. The other day of the weekend, they are with their friends and have their phones with them and can do as they please with said phones. It's just 1 day a week for 5 hours. Am I the a-hole for telling my girlfriend that she would be a bad mom because of the way she treats our dogs? Edit: sorry if this is the wrong way to do it, but just some info to add, as people are assuming I don't do anything, and expect her to do everything, which is my fault as I didn't include as much information as I could have. My apologies. I did not realize how much information I had left out. We live in an apartment. I work nights and take the dogs for a 2-hour hike before my shift, so I sleep in a bit longer if I can. I am a horrible sleeper, so I am usually up before her anyways. So because I am awake before her, I am taking them out the majority of the time. But when I can sleep and they are not taken out until I am woken by the whining, and I get up and ask if they've been out yet, and she says she was just about to do it. Edit. I completely understand what you guys are saying about commenting on her future parenting. I shouldn't have done that. Thank you for helping me understand that. I twin 5 male and girlfriend 24 female of 4 years have 2 dogs together. We got them while being together, neither have been from a previous relationship. My GF wakes up earlier than I do and works from home, so it makes the most sense, in my opinion, that she would take the dogs outside first thing in the morning as I do if I am up before her. But every single time without fail, she makes them wait for hours until they are crying and jumping at the door, or sometimes just doesn't do it at all, seemingly because she is waiting for me to do it, with the excuses they didn't ask to go out yet. They've just been playing with each other all morning. My boss needed me to do something right away. I've talked to her about this so many times, that the dogs are the first priority in the morning and that nothing else should really even be done until they go outside and do their business. She always responds with a huff and a puff, and I understand. I've now started to tell her that what I'm seeing from her towards the dogs makes me think she will do that with our future children. What if the baby needs a diaper change? Is she going to wait until she's had her coffee and breakfast before changing a dirty diaper from the night before? Or just leave it for as long as possible until I end up doing it? I've seen her with kids and she is fantastic. She would make a great teacher, but just this one thing is making me question how she would care for our own kids. Whenever I tell her I'm worried that she is going to neglect our children in a way, she gets upset and says she never would. But that is not what I am seeing from our 2 dogs that we consider to already be our children. Am I the a-hole for telling her that and thinking this way? Am I the a-hole for wanting a holiday without my partner? I will try and keep this short. 37 male have been with my partner 34 female for nearly 3 years. We have 3 girls, oldest 15 female is my partner's from a past relationship, middle 10 female is mine from a previous relationship, and the youngest 1 female is ours together. We have planned a future mother-in-law outing to a music festival with all the kids. Unfortunately, due to being unavailable to get time off work, I and my daughter cannot go. I explained to my partner that we could have a week away together instead at an alternate date. My partner has informed me that she and her eldest will be going still. I have said that is fine, but when I can, I shall book a week off to take our youngest and my daughter for a week away instead. This has not gone down well as I am being spiteful going without her and her daughter 13. I have stated that it is double standards for her to want to go to the music festival without myself, my daughter and our daughter, yet if I wish to do the same it is spiteful. I had originally suggested a week away instead of the music festival for all of us, and attending the music festival next year as a future mother-in-law, but my partner has stated her and her daughter are going. Obviously I am bloody gutted I can't go. It was me who introduced my partner to said festival. I have spoken to my partner and advised I am quite miffed that she has decided to go instead of us having a future mother-in-law holiday together. Am I the a-hole for wanting to take the 2 kids who are missing out away? Edit. I will not be showing her this post. This is just for clarification on my end. Update. We have no resolved our issues after a phone call. Laid my cards on the table as did she. We have agreed to a week's holiday together as a future mother-in-law, and we'll be going to the festival next year instead. Bonus to this is it gives us 15 months to save up so we can have an absolute blast next year without money worries. As a compromise, following comments I have seen from people as well regarding my partner spending quality time with her daughter. I have offered to use holiday time at work to book time off to have the 1-year-old, so my partner and her 15-year-old daughter can spend time alone together to do their own thing together, whether it be a day shopping, cinema, or even just hanging around the house in their PJs watching films together. I appreciate every comment on here, whether it be YTA or NTA, as it helped me gain some perspective on the situation from neutral perspectives rather than through only my eyes.